Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another session of the Volley 15. We have a couple things to walk through. One really quick update and then another longer, really exciting update for you. And today we brought the big guns. We've got Peter. Peter, what's going on?
Well, not too much, Jake. Beautiful sunny afternoon here in Southwest Florida. And got a couple of exciting updates just for the Volley 15 this week.
I hate to derail with even more nonsense, but I live like, I don't know, 10 miles from you. I don't know what sunny you're looking at. It is gloomy and cloudy outside my window here. So
Jake, I am ever the optimist. It's actually sunny out here. A few clouds, but not gross clouds.
no, we're completely covered. Looks like it's going to storm soon. So, anyway, let's go ahead and dive in, Peter. You have an SMS update and then a pulse update. So why don't you talk through the SMS update real quick?
I sure do. This last week, we rolled out a very long-standing request that we've had. So many of you in the communication center or in vMessage, when you are SMSing back and forth with a customer, your agents will engage in a riveting conversation, and the customer will respond with a thumbs up or a sounds good. And prior to this deploy, we required the agents to actually reply to that message and then disposition it in order to get it out of their purview. This last week, we rolled out a feature, seems obvious, but it's here now, where an agent can simply acknowledge a message without having to disposition it. Now, this is something that you will definitely need to instruct them on and manage, although I know that we've had pretty good uptake on this one already so far after we've rolled out. But I've got two screenshots here. These are just of our demo account so that I didn't have to show any dealership information. But on vMessage, so this is a screenshot of the vMessage screen that you should all be familiar with, and your agents probably are, where on an SMS message, if you hover over it, this little green checkbox shows up on vMessage, and that allows an agent to simply acknowledge the message. And now the red flag will get tripped. It will no longer be there so that the agent has to disposition it, etc. And then similarly for each customer, as this is a fictitious text messaging thread, but for any customer thread that's going on, if the customer were to text back, either positively or negatively, and it wasn't something that warrants a reply, we've heard, well, I've seen it, customers will reply, please stop texting me. And in addition to opting the customer out, the agent can simply acknowledge it rather than disposition it. So that's what the little green checkbox does right here. Next to the message is the agent can simply acknowledge it. And now that goes away. They won't see it anymore unless the customer texts back. So just a quick way for us to start to replicate probably behavior that you're very familiar with on your phones, right? You look at a message on your phones and you don't have to do anything with it. It just magically becomes red, and you can move on with your day. So that's message acknowledgement in 60 seconds or less.
Sounds great. Thanks, Peter. I know that's a very exciting update for everyone. Did you say that's already live?
It is live, rolled out, ready to consume and enjoy.
Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the new Pulse update.
Sure. So after a lot of feedback, we've been running Pulse kind of in a public beta mode since about January. It's now August, and we've gotten a lot of great feedback. We've made a number of pretty significant revisions on Pulse in the back end. And this one was really our first release of an updated and modernized dashboard for you to manage your Pulse assessments, as we call them. You might refer to it as your inbox, but this is a way for you to graphically see what's going on, do some benchmarking, and it's a snapshot or a sneak peek, I guess maybe is probably the better word, of some customizable reporting features to come in the future. So we just wanted to hop on today, and we'll spend the bulk of our time, and we certainly will not exhaust all of the functionality within the new Pulse dashboard today, but I'm going to highlight a couple of things that you can do with it, some of the customizability, et cetera. In addition, some of the new filtering options that are available to you that you might want to use as you're looking through the Pulse dashboard. So just as a refresher, if we go in Volley here under management, Pulse now has its own menu item. So we just click on there, and by default, you will see our default Pulse dashboard. Now, like I said, this is customizable, and we'll get into some pieces of that. As usual, if you have any questions, you can reach out to your customer success rep, and they can walk you through any specific questions that you have in detail. So by default, if you haven't touched anything, you will see 4 tiles on this screen by default. You've got the assessment item leaderboard. So an assessment item in the Pulse world is just something that the AI was interested in figuring out, or sort of grading, if you will, about a call, whether or not the agent identified the vehicle, whether they confirmed the appointment, et cetera. Those are examples of assessment items. The team performance by date. So you break your Pulse dashboard down by team. The assessment item performance by date. So this is each of the individual assessment items as we look at them for the last 30 days. How did they do on each of the assessment items? And remember, the AI grades what's there, and for the high priority items, it will grade what's not there and flag it if things were missing. And then the last default tile that is available to you on the agent leaderboard on the Pulse dashboard is the agent leaderboard. So this shows how your individual agents are doing overall. And again, last 30 days, it shows your top performer, the number of assessments that were approved. So I guess this would be the inverse of the number of assessments that were flagged. And then rising performer, who's done the best during this time period to improve their results. So I'm going to pick just one of these, and we'll go through how a typical use case scenario of customization. So for any of these, you can go in and you can do some customization within the dashboard item itself. For instance, if I wanted to clear the items that I'm looking at, maybe a lot of these are noisy to me and I just am not super concerned about them. And I just want to look at appointments, and I want to look at calls with positive sentiment. So I can just uncheck or check any of the items that I want to be in here. And then each of those is represented by this line. So you can see that this particular one scheduled the appointment initiated by the agent. So this is on an outbound assessment, meaning the agent initiated the appointment conversation, versus an inbound appointment scheduling line where the scheduled appointment would have been initiated by the customer. So now I'm looking on the graph, I'm looking at just those, whatever it would be, 6 elements. Again, maybe I don't care about reschedules, confirms, or cancels, and I just want to look at assessments as by these different assessment items. So scheduled appointment initiated by customer, and then positive sentiment. So that's how you can do this. Now, if I want to customize any of these, and I'm gonna show you an example of customizing on this one. You've got some various options here. So reorder allows you to put this tile somewhere else. Maybe this is the one you're most interested in. So you can put it at the top. You can edit it. You can expand it to be kind of, I guess, full width, for lack of a better term. Maybe you like that. If I like this view and I'm satisfied with it, I can hit update report, and that will save it as a part of my dashboard. And now keep in mind, with this dashboard, you can have multiples of the same one with different customizations on them. I can nuke it if I don't like it. And then the other thing I can do is I can just export it to a CSV. So all of the underlying data for this then gets exported as a CSV, not the graph, but just the underlying data for this if I ever wanted to look at the CSV. So I'm going to hit back to dashboard here, and I'm going to show you how to customize a report, and then I'm going to show you how to create a new one in 4 minutes or less. So to customize this, I just hit the little pencil icon. So again, if we go back to that, and I'm sorry for flipping around quickly there, but we just hit the edit report. And now on the left-hand side here, these are my ways of slicing and dicing this. So Right now, this is sorted by assessment item. Maybe I want to sort it or group it by campaign, by agent, campaign type, or team. I can do all those customizations there. I can, instead of having it as a line chart, I can do it as a table. This one is really handy. So if it were me and I was looking at the BDC and I was concerned with my agent's performance, I would have a report that is assessment item leaderboard by a table type, because in this, once I save it, you can go and you can actually drill into and view the various assessments. So canceled appointment, there were 7 that were flagged here. Maybe I want to look at those. But the one I'm really interested in on this one is I had 12 calls that were flagged as unprofessional. So maybe I want to be able to drill into that. So I've got my report just the way I like it. Maybe I want to change it to last 7 days. And I just hit update report. So now I can go back to the dashboard. And now that report is there saved. So I don't like this one. Maybe that one bothers me, or I don't find it useful. Maybe this one I'm not super concerned about. Maybe I want to just get rid of all of these. So now I've got the leaderboard. And as I said, a really useful view of this that would be nice to have is I can add new report. I can go down here. I can choose from one of these. I'm going to choose the same one. I copy the report. I create it on my dashboard. And now I've got these 2 views side by side, and I can then customize this one as well. So again, I could go back and I could customize the filters and flags. That way on one view, I can see both the individual items with some counts and details and the ability, like I said, to drill into them. And I can see the line chart all in one view. And what that'll allow me to do is just have a real quick snapshot of what am I looking at here? And now I can go in and I can look at each of these individual assessments individually if I'm going into a coaching session with an agent, if I'm just interested in maybe calling some of these customers back where I felt like the agent wasn't professional. And it gives me a really actionable dashboard, et cetera, where I can go in and quickly take action on any of these calls, whether it be an agent issue or whether it be a customer issue. And that's the new Pulse dashboard. Like I said, we can barely scratch the surface of it on a Volie 15, but this is just one example of how you might use the new Pulse customizable dashboard to allow you to drill into and view really the calls that you're most concerned about. And we hope you like it. If you have any questions, please make sure you reach out to your CS rep and they can give you a deeper dive into how you might want to create some of these customized filters and dashboards for your own dealerships. That's all I got, Jake.
Did you say that it is already available, or when will it be available?
It is already available and ready for everybody to enjoy. So it is live and you can go there today, right now. And again, if you have any questions, please reach out to your rep.
Sounds good. We have one question that came in here. Are you able to edit the report name headers on the dashboard?
No, not today.
Okay. Let's hang out for another minute. Any other questions? If not, we'll wrap it up and handle oh, okay. The text message update is working now with the new feature. Yes. Yep. Should be live, and reach out if you have any questions. All right, let's give it another 20 seconds and then we'll wrap it up. Peter, thanks so much for hopping on, and very exciting things.
Yeah, my pleasure. Have a great day, everyone.
Have a fantastic day.